got senior day tomorrow at the end of the regular season. The light at the end of the tunnel, is it a light or is it a freight train coming at you?
No, we're excited about it.
Yeah.
We're really, the guys yesterday were excited. They were enthusiastic. They're looking forward to tomorrow and the following weekend, and then hopefully many weekends after that.
You've seemed to get these guys. You go back and you look at your tournament. Last year, had a poor season, but played well in the Big 12 tournament, been in the championship game. What is it you're able to get these guys, refocused and hit the reset? How do you do that?
Obviously, my effervescent personality.
Yeah.
I just think it's a new year. I think it's that way for everybody. It's kind of a, you had a great year, you want to continue it. You had a bad year, you want to turn it around. And that's a great way to turn it around, is go win some games in the tournament. Continue to play. I think when the end is near, in virtually everything in life, when the end is near, you appreciate it so much more. And you want to kind of right all the wrongs that happened, before that. So it's kind of a life lesson.
Wednesday, a relief, a way to something to build off of the way you guys played. I know it was kind of an uneven game. Good in the beginning, hit a wall there at the beginning of the second half, and battled back and played well at the end.
I think it's a relief anytime you win in this league, but no, I thought we competed. We just, we have, like most young teams, you hit a wall, maybe you make the wrong substitution, maybe you make the right substitution, but I was happy with the fact that we persevered and we continued to fight back, and we made free throws. We stood up there like men and made free throws, which is what veteran teams do.
Two big plays from freshmen. Oscar got that big basket and Deuce hit the big three, so that's encouraging. You got two big winning plays from young guys.
Well, I don't think we trade those two for any two in our league, and I think probably everybody in the league would trade any of their two for those two. They're pretty good, and they want to get better. They're going to get better. They're going to continue to work at it. They're not satisfied with where they are, which is really important. Talented. They're both talented.
These guys tomorrow have a lot to play for. Obviously, the league championship, #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. You're going to get their best shot tomorrow. I'm guessing.
I think we got more to play for than they do.
Yeah.
I think we're playing for a better seed in the tournament. We're playing for a better seed in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, a better seed in our tournament and some wins there will enhance our seed in the NCAA tournament, I would think. We're playing in the most competitive league in the country, and I think some of those guys, some of those bracketologists, is that what they're called? I think some of them realize it, some of them don't, but some of them realize how hard it is to win in this league.
Several scenarios, but the easiest one is win tomorrow, and that takes care of everything, right?
It doesn't take care of everything, but it
takes care of a lot. Takes care of the big one. Not playing on Wednesday.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I think playing on Wednesday's good, but to win the whole thing, you'd rather not.
Rather play 3 than 4.
Well, we made it to the finals, 2 years in a row or 3 years in a row, whatever it was, and we didn't play on Wednesday. So it's probably better as far as winning the championship, reaching the championship game. But
it's fair to say this game is as important as the tournament game. The season doesn't end, but so much at stake.
Well, in that we've fallen from a 2 seed to what, a 7? Is that what we are? I think that probably moves us at least a spot, maybe 2, depending on how close we are from 6 to 7 right now, I guess. And you know, I don't know. I think these guys. I can't speak for them. I know personally, I got a bad taste in my mouth from what happened there.
How tough a matchup are they for you?
Well, I think they're a tough matchup for everybody because they, you know, when they play 4 guards, I don't think they're going to play 4 guards against us though. I think they're going to play Vital at the 4. And I mean, obviously he can guard guards, but he's going to have to guard one of our bigs. So I think they're going to play three guards. We've basically been playing 3 guards here of late. So
When you look at the game last Saturday against TCU, obviously shot making is a part of it, but what did TCU do to, besides make shots, to beat Baylor?
I don't think TCU had anything to do with it. I think it was all
Baylor.
us. It was all.
No, I'm talking about the
against
Baylor TCU game. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about our game.
No, Baylor TCU.
They controlled the game. They controlled the tempo of the game. Jamie's a good coach. I mean, you know, I think what's overlooked in this league far too many times is how good a coaching there is in this league. You look at the guys in this league. I mean, you got a whole bunch of guys that have reached the pinnacle of this business in terms of coaching in Final Fours and winning championships and just flat ass winning games. I mean, this is a great coaches league.
So Jamie was able to control the tempo a little bit and
Control the game.
yeah.
Bob, you scouted Baylor 2 different points in the season. They've only really played 7, 8, maybe sometimes 9, but typically a really short bench. Any difference between now and before?
No, not really.
So along those lines, as someone who tries to play a lot of them, what, as a competitor, what do you think about it's gotten this far at this level with small?
Well, I mean, the honest to God's truth is we did a very poor job of using our depth. We took guys out because they didn't run the floor, and we put guys in who ran the floor slower. And I told him yesterday. I think it's my fault. I wasn't as hard on them as what I needed to be. You know, they're such good kids that, you know, it's hard to be mean to them. You know, you get the guys that are, you know, you go in the office at 8 o'clock and there's already a problem waiting for you. You know, those guys aren't hard to be mean to. These guys are, you know, you go in there at 8 o'clock in the morning, they're telling you that 6 of them was over at the hospital going through rooms and, you know, and trying to cheer some kids up that are dealing with some really rough things. And it's hard to be mean to those guys. And I wasn't tough enough on them. And I told them that yesterday. I mean, I was not tough enough. It's my fault. It's not their fault. It's my fault. And this mistake that, you know, that I made, not honestly really not knowing like that I was doing it until you start to look, you know, towards the end, and you start to look at where we were, where we're going, what happened. We weren't tough enough on them. And so consequently, they weren't tough enough on opponents. We should have ran the floor like, you know, we were running 40s for the combine. We didn't. You know, we didn't, and that's my fault. And then that way we would have been able to use our depth. We would have been able to wear people down. You know, if somebody's only going to play 8, and we make them run the floor. We make them work their butt off to get the ball up the floor to make their 40 minutes really, really hard. We didn't do that because we're really nice people. They're good people, and everybody'd be happy if your daughter brought one of these guys home. They're good guys. I mean, I had some guys I wouldn't let I wouldn't let them in the neighborhood, much less in the house. But not these guys.
Is it too late to adjust to that style?
Well, we were harder on them yesterday than what we've been in a long time, and they responded pretty well. So we'll see.
It sounds like you're putting the hammer down a little bit here.
No, I'm not putting a hammer down. I'm doing what I should have done all along. It's not their fault. It's my fault.
Kids like that. They like to be bullied.
At the end of the day, they do. They don't like it what's going on, but at the end of the day, I mean, I got 2 or 3 calls yesterday, just like out of the blue, from 3 of my guys in Cincinnati, just saying thanks for making me do right, making me do the right things. And it was like it wasn't all said the same way, but it was all the same meaning. And that's what's important. What's important is you do the right thing, and they eventually, after they kind of figure it out, they realize that you were trying to make them do right.
So I guess even old veteran coaches need reminders sometimes, every once in a while.
I don't know, John. It's if you're walking down the street and the guy spits on you, it's pretty hard. It's hard not to be mean, right? I mean, you just want to go slap him. Some guy, you drop your wallet, and some guy goes running after it and picks it up and runs you down and say, "Hey, I'm sorry, John, but you dropped this." You're not going to be mean to that guy. I mean, I don't know if that's a good analogy or not. What do you think, Bob? Is that a pretty good analogy?
They wouldn't go running after me with my wallet. They'd throw it at me.
You want your guys to play with more of an edge. That's what you were missing in that streak there. Not that edge that you got.
There's one right back here. Hey, Jordan, was I meaner to you yesterday? Huh? Was I meaner to you yesterday? Meaner.
I've developed a callus around my brain. I'm not sure how to answer that.
It would be yes, because I'm trying to make a point here, and you're not helping.
I'm just telling you, that's what it is. It's a callus around my brain. That section of my brain.
That was a definite. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you like the tournament in Kansas City?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. It took a while. It's hard to get New York out of your system. Hard to get Madison Square Garden out of your system. But yes, I did. Yeah. When I was at K-State, we had it in Oklahoma City, and that was a disaster. Nobody won. It gives. Everybody says, what an advantage it gives Kansas. It gives Iowa State a heck of an advantage, because their people travel. They love going there. They buy way more tickets. I remember the first time we went out there, we met with the lady at the Marriott. I'm like, well, I guess Kansas buys all the tickets, and she started laughing. She said, that's what everybody thinks. Iowa State buys all the tickets. They take all the rooms. And, it's great for those people. It's great for Kansas State, those people that can drive. It makes it a great atmosphere. We played Iowa State in the finals a few years ago. It was about 12,000 Iowa State fans and 2,000 of our fans, which is a lot. When you think about leaving here and going 2,000 people going out there, they got like 12,000 people there. It's crazy.
Coach, have you ever heard of a story like Gillespie, who goes from a D3 2 years to starting and making?
Yeah, there's been those. There's been those. They just didn't play for the number 1 ranked team in the country. But there has been D3 guys that, everybody matures at, different stages. And, yeah, Yeah, I have heard of it before, but it just didn't get the notoriety that he gets because he's playing on the number 1 ranked team in the country.
But how impressive is what he's been able to do, making that jump? It's rare, even if you've heard of it.
It is rare. I just talked to one of my guys yesterday that was 6'6", and everybody said he was going to grow, and he was tough. He was a football player, and so we took him kind of at the end. He grew to be 6'10". Was a heck of a player. Played for a long time for a lot of money, you know. So it happens. It doesn't happen at this level a lot in terms of like guys, you know, making that jump, but it happens.
Coach, Baylor's different defensively this year, obviously switching from primarily zone to man. You guys got your first look against that new defense a couple weeks ago. Where'd you guys struggle? How did they execute?
You and 4 of your buddies, we'd struggled. We didn't make a shot. It wasn't like not like we didn't have shots. We got shots. We turned it over 22 times. 22. Think about that. 22 times. Give it to them. That's our fault. It had way more to do with us than it did with them.
In general, they're playing pretty good defense, though. Where do they kind of excel, I guess, with the new scheme?
Everybody in this league plays good defense. I don't think they stand out. Probably shouldn't say that. I mean, Scott will have that all over the board, but you know, are they any different in Kansas? I don't think so. Are they any different than Texas Tech? I don't think so. There's good coaches in this league, man. And Scott's a really good coach. He probably hasn't gotten his due, but there's a lot of really good coaches in this league. It's not. I don't look at any of them and say, "Holy cow!" I mean, these guys are. They're all good. They're all good. They all are fundamentally sound. They all have good schemes about what they do. And the guys that don't get fired. You know, I go in that meeting every year and I look around and somebody's gone. Obviously, he didn't have good enough players, or I guess to your point, maybe they didn't guard good enough. But everybody in this league's pretty good.
Vital has something to do with their defense, though, because of his versatility. Playing that helps.
No, he's a really good player. But he's more of a help guy than he is a lockdown defender. You don't see him out there chasing people around on a pro.
Right. So you got to tell your guys, be careful, weak side, watch him.
He's gonna help. Yeah, he's definitely gonna help. It's easier to help when you put him on. Not your best, not the other team's best player. It's a lot easier to help. And that's not a knock on him. I mean, he does a great job of helping. Conceptually, he understands and all those things.
Instinctive, right? You're a pretty good instinctive player?
I don't know. What's instinctive? I've coached these guys for a year, and I don't know what it is anymore.
Yeah.
Because we don't have any instinctive players. We have guys who have thrown a bounce pass from the day they got here until yesterday when I told them if they threw another one, I'm kicking their ass out. So tired of them throwing bounce passes and getting intercepted. Slowest pass in basketball, and they continue to throw from distance. Looks good, I guess. Well, it doesn't because they intercepted. But
Coach, can I hit you with a senior day question?
absolutely. I'm glad to get off this instinctive thing.
Chase comes in as a freshman, pretty much at the height of Dax and Javon, kind of getting on their roles. So, you know, obviously he's not thrust into a, starting kind of guy or high responsibility kind of guy. He's kind of grown into the role over the years. Once thought about transferring, just kind of talked about how his career has changed over the years and what's meant to the program.
Well, he's gotten better. I think that's the biggest thing. He's grown. He's grown as a player. He's always been a wonderful guy. He's always been a great student, and all the off the floor things he's always been very accomplished at. He's just gotten better. You come from a Class A high school to playing in the Big 12 now. That's a huge step. Kind of a funny thing, Bobby Hummel was here a couple games ago, and Chase said, "Mr. Hummel, two of the greatest players ever come out of Moundsville here today, together today." And he's come out of the shell, so to speak, and I tell you what, he's been terrific for us this year. He gets guys where they're supposed to be. He's always trying to help the younger guys. And he's helping guys that really, maybe could, should, whatever, take some of his minutes.
Sure.
He's just been, can't say enough good things about him. He's a great guy. And, I don't think he ever wanted to transfer. I think people around him, yeah, I mean, yeah, go to West Lib and, you're going to score 100 points and you'll get 30, He wasn't interested in that. He's interested in playing and being successful at the highest level.
He's a high